Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marcy. Thank you for clicking on that thumbnail. Always showing up, showing your girl some love. Yes, we have something exciting again. I picked up the new Dries Van Noten fragrance, Havana Gold, and we're going to be discussing some of the ones in my collection that I absolutely love because I never did an update when I bought the last two Dries Van Noten, Chamomile Satin and Vanille Chamomile, I think it is. I never discussed these two right here or over here. So please continue to watch, like, comment, subscribe, turn on those notification bells, and we're going to discuss the last two. I've been promising y'all for a long time that I would do like a collective review, but now that this one has come along, I have a reason to. You know, they come in these repurposed, like, cute silk pouches. Dries Van Noten is a Dutch brand and they specialize in like the finest silk clothing. So they use these bags, I guess the scraps of the silks that they didn't make with for clothing. So they repurpose this and they give you this bag when you buy, I think, like small little trinkets or perfumes in the store. And I absolutely love all of them. So anyway, there's nothing in the inside. It does say Dries Van Noten in the inside. And I think the inside is silk as well. So anyway, I use these for my undergarments. They usually have like bigger square ones, but I use these for a lot of things, y'all, to carry perfume around in. But anyway, this packaging, I forgot to tell y'all, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, turn on those notification bells, all that good stuff. And y'all, we already got started, okay? So now I do not like the packaging that this comes in. Everything else, like the box that they package it in when I went over to Selfridges, they put it in a beautiful box, beautiful tissue paper, everything like matched. Everything smelled good because they sprayed the tissue paper like bows and all that stuff. But then the actual fragrance comes here. So I'm not complaining because the bottle is gorgeous. But this, maybe they're just trying to be eco-friendly or very earth responsible. So anyway, I'm just gonna throw it in the trash anyway. So, and I absolutely love the bag. So this is the new Havana Gold. Now, I think the inspiration behind this fragrance, let me dust it off for you guys. But maybe we'll go through the other fragrances really quick before we talk about the new Havana Gold, and don't skip, okay? Listen. Listen and learn about some amazing Dries Van Noten fragrances. So they have a boutique in Los Angeles right over by the Ex Nihilo store. You literally have two of my favorite fragrance brands within like, what? 3 blocks of each other, which I absolutely love. But the only reason why I go in the Dries Van Noten store is for the fragrances. They have beautiful lipsticks, y'all, scarves, but the clothing, maybe I'll be able to afford that one of these days. But this actually looks like it could be like a Dries Van Noten design. They're just very unique, like different textures, fabrics, prints. They're always like a mixture of different prints. Very, what do you call it? Eclectic looking. That's like the Dries Van Noten style. So anyway, just as the bottles. So we're going to talk about Havana Gold in a minute. So I'm just going to give you like a quick rundown of the ones that I do have in my collection, and the two that I didn't talk about, I'll give you guys a little bit more information on that. So the very first one that we're going to discuss, you guys, let me move this out the way before I drop it. So this one, you guys know, look at the dent in there. I do have a refillable for this, but this is my favorite from the line. I don't know if it's my favorite. We don't talk about it, but I think it is my favorite from the line. Between this one, Rock the Myrrh, and the new one. So, but Swallamicki has my whole heart. So this is, it has a silk accord. A lot of their fragrances have like a texture, a clothing texture nuance. As we all know, they are fantasy notes. So this has a silk accord. There's some chestnut, cacao, rose, blackcurrant, and it literally smells silky. It's almost like a floral gourmand with that rosy blackcurrant. That cacao just makes it fresh, airy, very silky, smooth, very ethereal fragrance, and it's most complimenting. Actually, Brown Sugar Babes has a fragrance oil for this one, and I think it's called M.O.A.P.C. Okay, so I always layer M.O.A.P.C, you know, because I've always wanted a body oil or a base to go with this fragrance, because it's hard to find something to give you the same nuance, because I love this so much. I want to smell like it, you know, even with the skincare. So anyway, Brown Sugar Babes has a inspired oil called M.O.A.P.C, and it's beautiful. Now this one, I feel there's a little more of a I would say a rosy nuance or blackcurrant nuance. M.O.A.P.C is a little more tamed, but it's definitely giving you the Swallamicki vibes, like 90%. So anyway, get your nose on this one. This one is the one that got me over. I literally wanted these fragrances so bad that I booked a trip to London on top of seeing all of my other friends like Abby with Love. You know, Coco Peps was supposed to be there, but she was, I think, in another country or something, or in another, yeah, she was in another country. I think she went on vacation. You know, all of my beloved people over in London. So I went over there, booked a trip, went over there, bought like 4 fragrances, and one they didn't have, which was Raving Rose, and I ended up buying it over here. So anyway, Swallamicki, this is gorgeous. So get your nose on it. Love, love, love their bottles. So the next one we have is called, sorry, let me get the name right. Jardin de l'Orange. I think it's Jardin de l'Orange or Jardin de l'Orange. This is an orange blossom fragrance through and through. It's a beautiful, rich, sweet, milky orange blossom. And I think there might be a little, I got some notes down here, you guys. I think there might be a little, I was going to say ylang, but there's a little bit of ylang in there, some jasmine. There's neroli to the top. Now, I'm not a super huge fan of neroli, but this neroli is not sharp. It's creamy. It's sweet. There's a lot of vanilla, and there's a milk accord in here that makes it almost slight gourmand leaning, almost like an orange blossom, like that Persian orange blossom ice cream. That's what this is giving me, with a little bit of a citrus. But this one, y'all, I should have a backup. This is one of my favorite orange blossom scents. And this one, and I have to do a review. Maybe I'll do that one next. Orange blossom scents. 10 orange blossom scents that I absolutely love. But this one, y'all, is like one of my top 2. So anyway, get your nose on this one if you like a sweet vanillic, slightly lactonic, milky orange blossom with some neroli. And that ylang just adds a bit of a brightness to it. So Jardin de l'Orange. If I ran out of this one, I would definitely repurchase it. And look at this gorgeous bottle. So the next one is Rock the Myrrh. Rock the Myrrh is, like, all of them I love. So I really don't want to put them in order because I'm obsessed with almost every single one of them. So anyway, look at this gorgeous bottle. So apparently this is the most, a little dusty, girl. Y'all got to dust off my fragrances. This one is the most popular one in the Middle East, and I understand why. They love myrrh, they love frankincense. There is some vanilla in here. It is very, this is so good, y'all. I'm gonna just make my mouth water. So Rock the Myrrh is spicy. You get a lot of myrrh, you get a lot of vanilla. This dries down so beautiful. So in your Rock the Myrrh, you have your suede, and it literally smells like a very smooth suede mixed with that myrrh, makes it resinous, sweet, a little spicy. There's pink pepper, patchouli, cypress, and there's benzoin. So you get mainly the cypress. It's not green to me at all. Maybe it just adds a little bit of an earthiness to it, but you definitely get that benzoin, the resins, a lot of the myrrh, and a lot of vanilla. There's no vanilla listed in here, but you definitely, that benzoin is giving vanilla on my skin, especially in the dry down. This one's a bit like dry and sharp and like spicy in the opening, but in the dry down, it is stunning. It just creates that warm, vanillic, warm, spicy. I love myrrh and frankincense. I love myrrh and frankincense. This is not medicinal. Some people think that frankincense and myrrh can be medicinal, but frankincense to me can be a little more medicinal than myrrh. But I love myrrh. One of my other favorite myrrh fragrance is A Night in Marrakesh by Memoirs of a Perfume Collector. So if you like myrrh, then you need to get your nose on that one too. But definitely get your nose on Rock the Myrrh, y'all, because it's rocking. So the next one we're going to talk about is an absolute love as well. And this one is Fleur du Mal. So this one, Swallamicki, Fleur du Mal, and Raving Rose and Jardin de l'Orange was the one that I went over to London to buy. Anyway, I fell in love with Rock the Myrrh while I was over there, and I purchased it right away. So Fleur du Mal, if you like that suede, that fresh suede, osmanthus peach, very luxurious smelling, very smooth. It is almost juicy as well, but yeah, it gives that peachy, suedey apricot vibe. This is beautiful. I get a lot of compliments on this fragrance. And there was this guy at work, this Korean guy at work, that absolutely loved when I wore this fragrance. And I was very surprised because he doesn't usually like anything. So anyway, I think I pretty much told you guys what was in this. I pretty much know what's in this fragrance. It's literally suede. I mean, it gives a suede vibe. Peach, apricot, maybe like a fresh sandalwood, a bit of a fresh, bright, I don't want to say citrus, but a fresh, juicy apricot, fuzzy. There's a fuzziness to Fleur du Mal that I absolutely love, and the bottle's gorgeous too. Anyway, this one's plastic. Rock the Myrrh, I feel like it's ceramic. Swallamicki, I feel like it's ceramic. This one feels more like maybe it's a hard glass or something, but anyway, bottle is nice. So the next one we're going to talk about, this is Chamomile Satin. Now this was one of the latest ones. We'll talk about the two latest aside from Havana Gold. This one is very aromatic. Now this one was done by my favorite perfumer in collaboration with, I think, Paul Guerlain. Julian Rasquinet is my favorite perfumer, and Jordi Fernández. You guys know Julian Rasquinet has never done anything for Ex Nihilo, but Jordi Fernández has done so many things for Ex Nihilo that I absolutely love. But Julian Rasquinet, he just does so many other things that I love anyway. So anyway, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous bottle. So anyway, this is more of like an aromatic tea scent with a little bit of lavender. It's very fresh, mentally stimulating. So you get a lot of chamomile in here, and it gives like that chamomile, that floral chamomile. There was a fragrance that I had by Gucci, and it had like chamomile inside, and it kind of gives you remnants of that Gucci. I forgot the name of it. It was in that little green elegant bottle, but I ended up decluttering or selling that one because it just wasn't giving enough. But this one is giving enough. So in Chamomile Satin, you have your chamomile, petite grain lavender, orange blossom, Turkish rose, vanilla, and there's some musk in here and some galbanum. Now there's galbanum in both of the fragrances, but there's a lot of galbanum in the other one that we're going to talk about. This one, it just gives a very fresh, aromatic tea vibe, and I get so many compliments on Chamomile Satin. It's fresh, it's mentally stimulating, it's very aromatic, but it's smooth. This is a lavender that I think even if you're not a lavender lover, you're gonna love this because it's literally more of a chamomile, fresh vanilla. It's earthy, it's like aromatic, but it's completely unisex. It's not that aromatic, like masculine aromatic, just in case anybody else is wondering. But to me, this is definitely a unisex aromatic, and that vanilla just sweetens it up in the base. And the lavender just gives it like a softer, aromatic, mentally stimulating edge. Not too heavy on the lavender, but y'all, the compliments I get when I wear this to work, as soon as I walk in, they love it. Anyway, it's very comforting as well. So that is Chamomile Satin. Now let's talk about one that was done by the perfumer Alex, and I sat next to a dinner with contestants. I think it was one by Goldfield and Banks, and I did not know that Alex was the perfumer for Vanille Chamomile. This is one of my favorite bottles. Look at that green. The light is, is like glaring, but that green, this is like ceramic. This is glass. Y'all, this bottle is gorgeous. So anyway, what did I just say this was? Vanille Chamomile. I always get them confused. Chamomile Satin and Vanille Chamomile, like all the time. So anyway, this actually matches my shirt as well. So in Vanille Chamomile, this is a green vanilla fragrance through and through. Now, it opens up very green with galbanum. I think there's fig in here. What else green is in here? There's fig, galbanum, cypress, mastic. I think that just makes it a little creamy, like a creamy floral, sandalwood, ylang ylang, bourbon vanilla. This is why it gets more vanillic in the dry down on your skin, because in the base you have bourbon vanilla, Tahitian vanilla, you have some benzoin and amberwood. So that bourbon Tahitian vanilla and that benzoin makes it so much more vanillic as it dries down on your skin. But this one, y'all, is absolutely beautiful, but it's definitely a green vanilla. So if you like Angelique Noir, but just say it's a little more green in the opening, but you still get that same like vanilla extract and the dry down on your skin, then you would love this one. But don't judge it by the opening. You'd have to wear this and wait until it dries. Give it about 30 minutes and then you just get more and more. You don't get as much vanilla on your clothing as you do on your skin, but on my skin, as my skin warms up, I get more and more of that vanilla and it gets a little green. And it kind of gives me remnants of Angelique Noir without that Angelica, that green sharpness. But the galbanum in here is very green, you guys, so don't sleep. But I love it. It's juicy, it's fresh, it's sweet in the dry down, and it's very unique. So anyway, this is Vanille Camouflage, and it's definitely, the vanilla is camouflaging itself in the opening. So maybe that's what, that's probably why they named it that. I don't know, but that's a thought. So the next one is Raving Rose. This is a very, if you are a rose lover, if you like, my favorite note in fragrances is pink pepper. So if you are a pink pepper rose lover, then you need to get your nose on Raving Rose. This is like a beautiful, beautiful, spicy, juicy. It almost gives a Typh rose, a little sweet. But let me spray this, y'all. It's been a long time since I wore this, but this is like one of my favorite pink pepper fragrances. So in Raving Rose, gorgeous. There's a tart yet jammy rose. If you like that rose in Possibilities or Initio's Atomic Rose, if you like Initio's Atomic Rose, but that one's a little more deep, warmer, ambery, a little more sweetened. This is a true through and through rose fragrance, a slight greenness to it, but it's beautiful. So you got your pink pepper, black pepper, there's rose water. That's probably why it's making my mouth water, y'all. Y'all, these fragrances be making my mouth water. Rose water, and it literally smells like rose water. I use this Huda Beauty rose water oil on my face every day, and it's giving me those vibes. Yeah, but this is absolutely gorgeous. You get rose water, pink pepper, maybe like a smooth sandalwood, cashmere, and musk. So if you are a rose lover, get your nose on Raving Rose. Outstanding. This is wild because this one is like a metal and this one's more like a ceramic on top. I love how they like, you know, mix match their bottles. You would think this would be on the bottom and this would be on the top, but it's the opposite. Some are the opposite. So another one we have is Serapo. Serapo is, I think this is a cologne or an EDT. So this one is very fresh and comes in the, I think this bottle is like 200 mLs. Yeah, so Serapo, I think Serapo was done by Quentin Biche, that I can remember. So this is gorgeous, y'all. And you can spray as much as you want to. And it almost is giving me like a very sweet vanilla. You know, it's been sitting for a minute. I bought this about a year ago when I went to the store and there was nothing to buy. I was just browsing because they came out with another one, but it wasn't my vibe, so I didn't get it. I think it was more of a green fragrance. So Serapo is gorgeous. You get a little bit of a fresh greenness. You get some citrus. There's a bit of a powdery sweet orange blossom in here. It almost leans, there's some vanilla in here. So let's see what's in Serapo. So did I even write it down? I probably didn't. But I do know in Serapo that there is like orange blossom, citrus, slightly aromatic, vanilla, a little green, but some beautiful citruses and orange blossom and vanilla. Probably a beautiful sandalwood. Anyway, this is good. Get your nose on Serapo. I love this fragrance. Amazing for, I've worn it maybe twice, 2 or 3 times, a little bit of, maybe 2 or 3 times. But I oversprayed it as well because I felt like when I started spraying this, I couldn't get enough. It was just fresh, juicy, watery, powdery, sweet. It was everything. Completely unisex, I would say. But it does lend to a little bit of sweetness. But ladies, y'all can wear this too. Okay, Serapo. And that one I think is like the EDT. And let me be very careful. So there's some other ones that are on my wish list. There's Rose Carnivora. Rose Carnivora kind of gives you like a more of a spicy, vintagey green rose. It is beautiful as well. It comes in the light pink bottle with the black and white like zebra stripes on the bottom. Rose Carnivora is beautiful. They have like an iris one, but that iris one, I have to test that one again. It comes in, I think it's called neon. It comes in like a neon bottle with green and pink. I should have gotten samples when I was at the store, but I can go back. And then Santal Greenery, which is a beautiful, so that one is on my list. It's a beautiful fig, like a milky fig. And there's violet, there's some sandalwood, musk, but it's a very, and galbanum as well, but it's a very milky, sweetened fig, and the dry down is gorgeous. So if you get a chance, get samples of Santal Greenery. That one should be up there maybe next, okay? So back to this baby right here. We made it, okay? So this is Havana, not Vanille everywhere. Havana Gold, you guys, and this is absolutely stunning. Not only do I love this bottle, which is like a metal encasing down here. They come in 100 mLs, and this cost me like $4, okay? So it's $3.99 literally, and it's a 100 ml. So, and they don't have these on the black market sites. Somebody else asked me that a couple times. Do they have these on any other websites? No. I know they have them at Bergdorf Goodman. They have them at some of the Saks. They have them at Bloomingdale's, I think, and then they have them on the Dries Van Noten site. And if you have a boutique, we have a Los Angeles boutique, then they have them here as well. You can just walk in and sample everything. So right now they are displaying, they changed the wallpaper in there, and it looks like a Dries garden. I'll try to post that video here over on YouTube as well. So anyway, so I was a little scared when I heard this was like a leather scent, okay? Leather, tobacco, there's Star Anise, there's licorice, is there vanilla in here? No. There's cinnamon, there's benzoin that gives it that vanilla effect. Benzoin, let me give y'all the notes. So Mandarin, Cypriol, licorice, Star Anise, cinnamon, benzoin, leather, and tobacco. Now, you guys, this fragrance, when they said leather, I think they meant suede, not leather. Because this literally smells like suede to me. Now, this is moderate in like projection because you get a soft elegance to this fragrance. But when I tell you this fragrance stayed on my skin, it's lingering on my sheets. I smelled it the next morning. I was like, this fragrance is a beast, okay? So anyway, it's almost a syrupy vanilla, like that vanilla caviar. Or if you took bourbon vanilla and it doesn't list vanilla at all, bourbon vanilla with a little bit of a non-descriptive honey. When I was over in Cuba, I did smoke a cigar for the first time, first and the last, okay? Only because I was in Cuba. But as we rode up the tobacco leaves, we got some fresh tobacco leaves. We visited this huge barn. We rode up the tobacco leaves. I smelled like it would be very clean, moist tobacco leaves. I felt like this tobacco leaf was dipped and drenched in vanilla, in bourbon vanilla, or in that vanilla caviar, maybe with a little bit of sweetened honey. But it's nothing animalic about this fragrance. But because of the sweetness, I'm not even gonna say like a little bit of honey, but mainly bourbon vanilla, it's giving a boozy vibe. So I don't know what it is, if it's the Star Anise mixed with the licorice, because somebody was like, does this have liqueur in it? I said, no, I think it's all of those resinous notes, the benzoin, the Star Anise, it feels like the spicy cinnamon, like a sugared cinnamon, you know, and some booze, you know. So this is absolutely gorgeous, but it's definitely giving you the most exquisite, elegant Cuban cigar. Maybe like I said, the tobacco leaves have been dipped in vanilla and it's set and they smell very moist. They're a bit wet. You get your spices. Now the licorice note to me is not heavy, but I do like anise in my fragrances, not on the heavier end though. But that anise just gives it a little bit of a dark, it makes it a little dark, gives it more, everything about this fragrance is rich, okay? It smells like a lounge, like the best sweet smelling vanillic cigar lounge. It's sexy, it's warm, it's resinous, it's date night worthy. You can wear this fragrance literally 365. But the vanilla in here, it doesn't list vanilla, but they must have done an overload of benzoin, like the best benzoin ever, because it's completely giving me loads and loads of vanilla in this fragrance, especially in the dry down. Now, it transitions a little bit, but for the most part, what you get in the opening, you get like a freshness, a little bit of mandarin, not much. It's probably there just to cut through those spices, but other than that, you just get like a slight juiciness, fresh, juicy, airy suede vanilla and smoke, like a transparent smoke in the opening, and it's absolutely gorgeous. This one is very sensual. It's elegant, and this is a lady smoking tobacco or smoking a cigar, okay? There's nothing harsh or dry or, you know, earthy or anything or too dark about this fragrance. This is very elegant. Everything is blended very well. I was initially scared. I went up there to the Dries store thinking that I wasn't gonna like this fragrance too much because of the tobacco and the leather. I was like, oh, it's gonna smell like Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille or M.O.A.P.C's Royal Tobacco, and it doesn't, because that leather vibe acts as a suede and it brings a completely different nuance to this fragrance on top of the loads of vanilla inside. Now, if you are a vanilla lover, you're gonna love this. If you are a tobacco lover, you're gonna love it. Even if you're not a tobacco lover, I think you're gonna love this. There was some people at the Mad Hatter events, the Mad Hatter event yesterday. Go watch it on YouTube. I did a live. Everybody that smelled this fell in love with it. They didn't fall in love with the price, but they fell in love with the fragrance. So anyway, get your nose on this. You're gonna love it. Like, I'm so super happy. This is one of the best releases of 20. I have to do an updated one, but this is one of the best releases of 2025, you guys. So get your nose on this fragrance house, and I have to figure out where I'm gonna slide this baby in. So when I went over to London, they were doing some engraving. I didn't know what to put because you can only put 3 letters on each bottle. So I put MTC on Swallamicki. Marcelena Theresa loves the UK. And I do love London, y'all. I just smell Raving Rose on my hand. Anyway, you guys, so this one, no engraving, but you guys know I have 5 fragrance houses that I absolutely love. Ex Nihilo's #1, Memoirs of a Perfume Collector is #2, not in that order, but Ex Nihilo is #1. So Ex Nihilo, Dries Van Noten, Memoirs of a Perfume Collector, Kayali, and why can't I think? M.O.A.P.C has quickly climbed up to the top. There's so many fragrance houses that just as a collective, I love, and my little Dries Van Noten collection is growing, and Santal Greenery needs to be up there. Anyway, you guys, go on to the world, spread amazing sillage, do good, be good, and let me know if you are interested in the new Havana Gold Dries Van Noten fragrance. All right, love you guys. Bye-bye.